So be ready to take action and take action. Don't be afraid to fail. Finding good deals, evaluating them quickly, having your financing together. They're very critical. These are, in my opinion, the fundamentals. These aren't even the day-to-day stuff that you'll need to learn, and you'll just learn that over time. But these fundamentals, if you stick with them, your chances for success are greatly increased. Good morning, everyone. This is Alex Deacon, and today's topic, we're going to discuss 5 things to master when investing in real estate. Now, with that being said, these 5 things don't necessarily mean these are the only 5 things. These are just 5 things that I'd happen to think of that are very important. They're fundamentals of real estate, probably in any business venture and investing in the stock market. And you'll see when we get into it, like how basic they are, but how important they are. Now, there's probably 50 things that you need to become good at in investing. But if you just focus on the big rocks or the big important fundamentals, your chances of success are going to be greatly increased than if you focus on the less important things. And then you'll just have to decide what's important and what isn't after you raise your what I call raising your real estate IQ. And that means you're just reading and learning and talking with people that have done what you want to do at a high level. So number one, and again, these don't have to be in any order. Number one, I have being educated. So I talk about being learning based, meaning at all times throughout the rest of your life, you're going to be learning about your craft, about being a human being, about being a good person, right? You're constantly learning. So be learning based. Well, how do you get educated in real estate? You read books. And now in this age, we have the internet, which is just opened up. Just about anything that you want to learn about on the internet is ready and available to you. So just get online, listen to podcasts, follow some very highly successful people. But the caveat to that is, who is successful? Whatever's on, social media, like I'm doing this and I'm doing that, that doesn't really mean they know what they're doing. So you have to, as a consumer and someone who wants to raise their real estate IQ, find someone who's highly successful, highly profitable, not good social media, a good marketer, although you can use those skills, but are they good at investing in real estate? What is their past performance? That's what you have to sift and cipher through. And sorting and sifting through all the material and all the information available to you is a daunting task. And that's just something you're going to have to do. You're just going to have to, the more you read, the more you expose yourself to all this information out there, the easier your brain will find it to sift and sort through all of the noise and find good quality information. But the only way to truly raise your real estate IQ is to get out there and do it. Okay. So reading, following the market is important. You need to know the market, whatever market you're in. Don't follow every new shiny object. Stay in your lane at first. Become really good at what that is. Maybe that's buying single family homes or multifamilies, but you can't buy that. You can't buy shopping centers and develop land and do everything all at once. It's just probably not going to be successful for you. Become really good at one thing. And then you could take what you learn from that and you can transcend it into other businesses. Watch others who are highly successful. And if you can, get a good mentor. Number 2, get good at evaluating risk versus reward. And that is very important because there's always risk. And what you want to do as an investor is to minimize the risk and know going into a deal that there's potentially going to be losses. So I always look at a deal and I evaluate the upside, the downside, like best case scenario, worst case scenario, and everything in between. And do I have the fortitude? Do I have the ability to accept that loss? Like if it's $10,000, maybe you have 20,000 in the bank. Would I suggest that you invest all that 20 I would not. I would suggest you have a safety net. So you set aside 10 that you're willing to lose. And you've done all your evaluating on the property, on the entire scenario, and what the best case is and what the worst case is. Then at some point, you just have to pull the trigger. But you have to get good at evaluating risk versus reward. And just be open to, if you're doing like a flip or something like that, and like be open to turning that flip into a rental property. That is sometimes a way out. That'll get you out of a pickle, so to speak. And if you have a flip that just doesn't make sense, like I've had many in the past and I couldn't sell them and really make a profit. I've been able to keep them long term and over time lose money every month versus losing money when I sold it right away. And then in 5 years or 6 years, the market rebounds, the market's better, you time it right, you put the house on the market and you sell it, and then you make your profit. So you can spread out that risk over time with rental properties in many cases. Number 3, set aside money that you're willing to lose. We just said that. You have to set that money aside, knowing that it's possible that you're going to lose that. And what I call that is tuition. And that's the best education you'll get, probably better than most college degrees, is what you'll learn just getting up in the morning, working hard, doing this and learning your craft and mastering that craft, and be willing to lose money. And it's just a fact of the matter. Every deal's not going to be a winner. Don't be afraid to fail. If you're someone who's afraid to fail, you're going to have a strong talk with yourself and look in the mirror and say, I can't be afraid to fail. I'm going to fail at some point. The biggest thing is to make sure that you take advantage of that failure and you learn from it. The final thing on number 3 is you can't give up. You have to have persistence. You have to be able to get up when you're down. You can't give up. That's, I guess, one of life's lessons, right? You can't give up. That's the last point in number 3. You have to be willing to put in the time and effort. Number 4, this is going to take time. It's going to take effort. You have to be, you reap what you sow, you get out what you put in. You've heard all of that. And it's very true. You're going to have to put in the time and effort and be willing to work for free for sometimes years, and not just 1 or 2 years. I'm like, because my portfolio took me a long time and I'm still learning, but it took me a long time to be profitable, like embarrassing long time. But number 3 was stick with it, don't give up. And that's what I did. So what can you do? You just get up, do your thing, fall down, get up again, but you have to be willing to put in the time and effort. Number 5, in anything, right? You have to be ready to take action. Well, how do you get ready? Like we discussed, educate yourself. The more educated you are, the quicker you'll be able to make decisions, the more comfortable you'll be to make decisions and make the right decisions. Get good at evaluating risk versus reward, set aside money, so on and so forth. That's all part of getting ready. But one of the big parts is also making sure you have the funding. You could be as ready as anyone, but if you don't have the money to pull the trigger on the deal, then you've wasted a lot of time. So that's another podcast that we can do, another segment, and talking about, how to buy a property with 0 money down, or how to get a money partner, or how to bring in investors. You don't necessarily have to have your money, but you better have some money from somewhere, whether it's private money or investors, or I say a rich uncle who just, hey, go do something with this and make me some money. You have to be able to find a good deal. So that's where evaluating properties and then having the skills to go ahead and find those deals, whether it's with an agent or on the MLS, or you're finding off-market deals, or you're just knocking on doors, whatever the case may be. Again, that's another segment talking about how to find deals. So be ready to take action and take action. Don't be afraid to fail. Finding good deals, evaluating them quickly, having your financing together. They're very critical. These are, in my opinion, the fundamentals. These aren't even the day-to-day stuff that you'll need to learn, and you'll just learn that over time. But these fundamentals, if you stick with them, your chances for success are greatly increased. So again, if you need to reach me, it's alex@alexdeacon.com. You can always email me. I'm usually available within 24 to 48 hours for most emails. Really do try. I enjoy doing that. That's something that's fun for me. So feel free to reach out, and you have a good day. Thank you.